Hi Seed Savers Club members, it's Casey here with my first ripe Moonglow tomato. It's a little small, but this variety usually gets bigger and the later fruits will get bigger. But I wanted to use this little first one to show you how to know when your wet seeds are ready to harvest. So tomatoes are really cool because when the fruit is ripe, the seeds inside are also ripe. So you can pick your tomatoes and you know that the seeds inside are ready to go when you would pick it to eat it. That's the same with all your melons, all your watermelons and cantaloupes and muskmelons and all that. If the fruit is ripe, the seeds are ripe. But most wet seeded crops, we call wet seeded crops that are inside of seeds that are inside of a wet fruit. Most of those actually need to go past the stage at which you would eat them in order to save them for seed. So for example, this eggplant here is a good example. So right now what we've got, ooh, this one might be good. So on this is called Casper. It's a white eggplant variety. So if I was gonna pick these to eat, I would be picking them like at this color and this size, but as they get a little bit bigger, in this case with white varieties, they start to turn yellow. So when this whole thing turns bright yellow, that's when I'll harvest it for seed. I won't want to eat these. They won't be very good at that point. Like I want to eat the young ones, but I will save this one for seed and let that go all the way till it's bright yellow. Now, if this is a purple variety, these ripe ones would turn kind of a burnt, kind of a brownish color. So yeah, when they start, they're kind of a dull brownish, dark, yeah, color. So for peppers, this is Aurora pepper. This is a hot pepper that changes colors, starts out purple and ripens to red. So, you know, and like when this is really in full, kind of its full glory, all these purple ones will be all sorts of different colors. Like they'll turn yellow first, and then they turn orange. There's an orange one there. And then finally they'll turn red. And red is the final ripe color for most pepper seeds. So, you know, even though I might pick this pepper to eat when it's purple, the seeds inside aren't going to be ripe until it turns red. So that's the same with like jalapenos or Anaheims or other kinds of varieties that we're used to eating when they're green. We're used to picking them and eating them when they're green, but we want to let those ripen all the way through to red as well. There are a few that ripen through to like orange or yellow or something like that, but mostly peppers will ripen to red. So if you're in doubt, you can look it up what the final mature color is of your peppers. But in most cases, it's going to be red, and then the seeds inside will be ready to harvest when your peppers are red. So with cucumbers, you know, you normally pick them, I just picked this one to eat. This is a Japanese climbing cucumber that we're doing for seed this year. So this is a normal kind of cucumber size that I would, like a slicer that I would pick it at. But when I cut this open, the seeds inside would not be ripe. Like when you're cutting a cucumber that you're eating, the seeds inside won't be ripe. So if you look at these two here, they're not ready either yet, but they're getting fatter, they're getting bigger. This one is probably grown as much as it's gonna grow. And it's, again, like the eggplant, it's starting to turn yellow down here. And at some point, this whole fruit is gonna turn yellow. And that's when I'll know it's ready to pick. And it's important to note that every time you pick a wet seeded crop that you're gonna pull the seeds out of, it's always a good idea to, once you've harvested it, even let it sit in the fruit even a little longer, like, you know, 5 days or 2 weeks or something like that. Let it sit in the fruit so it really gets good and rotten inside that fruit before you start to pull the seeds out. So, and then we will link you to another video about how to process the seeds out of your tomatoes, which can be applied to most wet seeded fruits as well. So you can look for that link as well. That's it for now. I think that's great for now. So thanks, happy harvesting, good luck.